Today, we are talking about why you crave for attention, but when you actually receive it, you are terrified of it. The reason why you might be wanting attention is because it's the most natural human desire to be noticed by other humans. But what to do if that human desire becomes toxic to yourself? Many of us tie our worthiness and value to the amount of attention we get on a daily basis. This can lead to self-sabotaging and social anxiety. Worthiness isn't won by the spotlight. Your value doesn't depend on the external validation. The sun shines at its brightest and shows up every day regardless of who is watching. Sometimes we love the sun and sometimes we hate it, mainly during summers. But it doesn't care and still shows up next day. Imagine if the sun cares about our feelings and what we think about it. Person A wants to be dark at 11 a.m. in the morning, and person B wants the sun to rise at 10 p.m. at night. Will the sun rise and set according to the mood of these persons? No, right? It does its job and rises on time and sets on time regardless of what the people think or feel about it. Now let's apply the same example in your case. You have your own value regardless of others watching you or not. And if you depend on external validation, then you are stopping yourself from giving the value to others. As a result, people can't receive your value nor sense it, which leads to ignoring your existence as a whole. You are chasing external validation to feel validated. But you should do the opposite. Feel validated first, and then you will get the external validation. Today we are going to discuss about 1. 5 reasons why you have a desire for attention but scared of it. 2. 4 signs you are scared of getting attention. 3. How to embrace getting attention in a healthy way. For conclusion, without further delay, let's dive in. 1. 5 reasons why you have a desire for attention but scared of it. 1. You are insecure about something. You are walking on the road casually. But after some time you start becoming more conscious of yourself. You are watching others to check whether they are watching you or not. And people started watching you just like they watch anybody else. And that's it. You started getting freaked out. You started becoming more and more conscious that people are watching you. Now you have started thinking that people started to observe your insecurities. Oh shit, don't watch me, my nose is imperfect. I gotta cover my belly with my jacket so that it won't be visible. Let me cover these pimples using a mask. If you are feeling your insecurities, then you are not alone. I dealt with it for a very long time and it's the same with the many people out there. Fun fact is you are watching your insecurities from the lens of a magnifying glass with a power of 100. When actually people are watching your insecurities with normal eyes with a negligible power. That means you are watching your insecurities at 100 to 300% zoomed out level. Meanwhile, people who are watching your insecurities are around 1 to 10%. Now onwards, whenever you get conscious about your body, think that people can't notice it as much as you are noticing it. But what to do with that 1 to 10%? How can you make it 0? Simple. Start accepting it. Start being okay with it. Say to yourself that, let them watch. Yes, I have my insecurities. Yes, I have this belly. Yes, my nose is imperfect. Let them watch. I am more than just my exterior parts. 2. Fear of judgment. I have always been afraid of judgment for my whole life. I was always conscious about what people would say, or what people would think. Then once I stopped and asked how much time they would judge. Then the answer was maybe 1 minute, or max 10 minutes. And for that, I am spending my days, weeks and months thinking and fearing about that. Seriously. They already got busy with their lives and moved on. But I was the one who was sitting and blaming for days and weeks. Does that even make any sense? One day I was talking with one of my cousins on how to deal with triggers from people. Then he said one sentence that changed my point of view on fear of judgment. He said, trigger the trigger. I said, what? He said, trigger the trigger. That means every time you feel a bad trigger like getting scared, insecure, guilty, sad, just do the opposite of it. I started applying it everywhere in my life. If I am scared, well, first I will identify it. And I challenge it by being courageous. Am I feeling insecure when other people are watching me? I will start becoming more confident and kinda show my insecurities even more to them. Instantly, I felt like no one is watching me as much as I felt like they are watching me. This gave me the courage to face the fear of judgment. 3. Your attachment style. Do you know that there are 4 types of attachment styles? You can know your attachment style by answering a few questions about yourself. You can go on to Google and type attachment style quiz. Or, I have linked a site that says something about attachment style in the description below. But anyways, there are 4 attachment styles. 1. Anxious attachment style. 2. Avoidant attachment style. 3. Disorganized attachment style. 4. Secured attachment style. Secured attachment style is the healthiest attachment style among all 4. Everybody has all 4 attachment styles in different percentages. I have a high percentage of avoidant attachment style combined with anxious. That means I want affection, but when it comes I run away from it. I want money, but when I know that it comes I get scared. What I mean is your attachment style can manifest in different areas of your life, including your relationships. So know your attachment style, and try to observe where you are clinging, where you are running away, and in what kind of situations are you actually peaceful and laid back. These things matter a lot. For keeping guys/girls on a pedestal. I'm curious, have you ever been terrified of handsome guys? Well, I do. I get scared of handsome guys. But honestly, when I talk with them, I lose interest within seconds. Because most of them I met are handsome from the outside. But there is nothing on the inside. There used to be a guy in the place where I live. Once we went out to eat. I was scared and felt insecure to walk beside him. I thought that he was too good for me. But later, when I came across his character, I lost interest within seconds. I removed him from the pedestal and started seeing him as just another person. So, moral of the story is, stop keeping girls or guys on the pedestal just by their looks. Start valuing them according to their character, but not by their looks. 5. Fear of being vulnerable. Do you know the best thing about being vulnerable? I mean being your authentic self. You can filter out the right people. That means people who know your true self and still choose to stay with you. They are your true friends. Of course, not everybody is gonna like you. And start being okay with that. For example, let's say you have planted some seeds. You poured water for them daily. A few plants turned out to be good and a few were bad. And the bad ones it started destroying good plants too. So what will you do in that situation? Would you remove the bad ones or keep them just because you have planted them? Of course you would remove the bad plants. Similarly, just like you remove the bad plants to protect the good ones. Be okay with people leaving you or you removing people from your life. Just accept it and be thankful that you can create a space for new people who can connect to you on a deeper level. Start being more vulnerable with yourself and people. Have that courage to be vulnerable and see the magic. 2. For signs you're scared of attention. Avoiding the spotlight. Do you ever get shy when one of your friends calls your name a bit too loud? And everybody is staring at you. How about this? Your teacher asked a question in your class. And she started scolding that nobody knows the answer. But you know the answer and you kept quiet, out of fear of being seen. Or, let's say you are participating in a speech or debate competition. But you are pushing others to go first before you. All these symbolize lack of confidence and fear of being in a spotlight. What are your spotlight moments that you backed off? Let me know in the comments. Downplaying achievements. Example 1. Everybody is praising you that you have won that competition. But somewhere you feel like it was an accident that you won. Example 2. Everybody recognizes you and says that you are doing something unique. And you are brave to do that thing. But in the back of your mind you feel that anybody can do this if they try. There is nothing special about me. There are the signs of a lack of self-worth. The worst part is you are your biggest critique. You are the biggest enemy to yourself. From next time onwards, instead of denying or downplaying your achievements, start to accept them. Accept that you did great in that moment. Accept that you are brave enough and you are doing something unique that nobody are doing. So, stop downplaying your achievements and start acknowledging and accepting them. It doesn't matter how small or how big you have achieved. It will encourage you to achieve more. Sign 3. Procrastination out of fear. The enemy of everything. #comfort zone. Comfort zone comes from familiarity. Well, I should say that the actual biggest enemy is familiarity. Because if we are familiar with something, it makes us feel secure. Unfamiliar situations are uncertain and unfamiliar. So it scares the hell out of us. We see all the unfamiliar and uncertain situations as negative situations. By default, we all are wired to think that unfamiliar situations can hurt us. Hence, we procrastinate out of fear. We procrastinate the stuff to do just because we think that if we achieve that goal, somehow we get a lot of money or a lot of attention, which is actually unfamiliar for us, when all we saw in our lives was being broke and not being noticed. So secretly we are seeking to be broke and don't want the attention just because we are familiar with them. 4. Trying to blend with others. You have your own unique voice. You have certain opinions that you want to speak up, but you keep quiet and try to blend with others' opinions. You become one of the sheep in a group of sheeps. Because if you want to become a lion, you gotta walk alone and nobody is willing to help you. That's scary. Because people would not support you. So you stayed as a sheep instead of becoming a lion. And even when you asked other sheep to become a lion along with you, they denied it and suggested you stay as sheep. Because they are also unfamiliar and terrified by the idea of being unique and becoming a lion. So, decide whether you want to become a lion by standing out from others, or a sheep by blending with others. How to embrace getting attention in a healthy way. Step 1. Self-reflection. Ask yourself these questions. 1. Why do you want to get attention? Is it for validation from others? Self-worth issue or a genuine connection? 2. How do you feel when you get attention? Do you feel confident, anxious, or uncomfortable? 3. Shift your focus from getting validation from others to thinking about how you can give them the value by getting attention. Step 2. Setting boundaries. Well, many celebrities get lots of unwanted attention that makes them feel anxious and lack privacy. Similarly, we are here to get a healthy attention. So, be clear with the amount and type of attention that you are comfortable with. Step 3. Self-care. I feel like self-care has 2 parts to it. One is taking care of ourselves physically, and another one is taking care of ourselves mentally. Make some time to make yourself feel good through physical self-care practices like having a skincare routine and exercising. And mental self-care practices like having a positive opinion about yourself, trusting yourself, validating yourself, and acknowledging your emotions. 4. Embracing attention. Receive attention graciously. When you receive attention, acknowledge it with gratitude and humility, instead of shying away and guiltiness. Don't let the attention define you, because it's temporary. Rather focus on practicing your self-worth and keep validating yourself. Conclusion. 5 reasons why you have a desire for attention but scared of it. 1. You are insecure about something. If you are insecure about your body parts or skin, then take a deep breath for one time and say, "It's okay. Let them exist. I can't remove them now. All I can do is just let them be as they are. These insecurities don't define me. I am more unique and valuable than these little external things. So let them exist." 2. Fear of judgment. You might have grown up in a family where you are said to be scared of judgments from others, or what people will think if you do the stuff in a certain way. Just let go of it. Break the chain of your belief that you have to be scared of judgments, and enter into the era of having the courage to face the judgments from people. Trigger the trigger. If you feel like others are judging you for some sort of action you have done, then double down that action or do it opposite according to the situation. Then you will overcome the fear of judgment. 3. Know your attachment style. Make sure to take the test and know your attachment style. Try to become more aware of your reactions towards all the situations, because your attachment style can say a lot about your behavior in every aspect of your life. Whether it is in getting attention, money, or in your day-to-day activities. Become more self-aware of your thoughts and actions. 4. Keeping guys or girls on the pedestal. Stop keeping others on a pedestal just because they look good. Because once you know their character, it might turn you off instantly. Value people according to their character and attitude rather than their looks. 5. Fear of being vulnerable. Start being authentic with yourself and others. Let the people leave you if they don't like you. You need to clear out the bad stuff to welcome the good ones into your life. So, it's better to cut off people who are toxic towards you. 5 signs you shy away from attention. 1. You avoid the spotlight and try to push other people into your spotlight. 2. Downplaying achievements. Stop saying that it's only because of luck. Because luck is only 1 to 10% and your hard work is 90%. Start acknowledging and celebrate your wins even if it's little. Because you deserve it. 3. Procrastination out of fear. Stop avoiding the spotlight and running away from success and money. Just because these things are unfamiliar to you doesn't mean they are bad or a threat for your life. Come out of your familiar and comfortable situations to unfamiliar, uncomfortable situations if you want to achieve success and fame. 4. Trying to blend with others. You have your unique voice and a set of values. Don't try to blend with others just to get validation from other sheep. You don't need validation from other sheeps to become a lion, because those sheeps are also in the same situation as you. So be bold, unique, and stand out as a lion in a group of sheeps, instead of being a sheep and following other sheeps. 4 steps to embrace getting attention in a healthy way. 1. Self-reflection. Ask yourself why you want to get attention. Is it to get validation from others, or have you tied your self-worth with getting more attention? Step 2. Setting boundaries. Be clear with what kind of attention you want, and make sure that it's a healthy way of getting attention by providing value to others. Step 3. Self-care. There are 2 parts of self-care help you to heal from the attachment of getting attention, physically and mentally. Try to have a skincare routine and exercise physically. Have a positive opinion about yourself. Accept yourself. And start validating yourself by giving yourself the attention that you are craving from others. Step 4. Embracing attention. Receive attention graciously. When you receive attention, acknowledge it with gratitude and humility, instead of shying away and guiltiness. If you found this video helpful, then like, share and subscribe so that it would be helpful for others too. Bye.